Forced migration, which is often driven by changes in environmental conditions such as climate change, has been established as a significant factor contributing to food insecurity. Forced migration can force people to leave their original habitation, where they engage in food production and other economic activities, making them susceptible to food insecurity. The link between forced migration and food insecurity has been well documented in numerous studies. These studies have found that forced migration limits access to food, thereby exposing the victims to undernutrition and heightened vulnerability to food insecurity. One example of the impact of forced migration on food security is seen in the Koshi Basin. Due to climate change and changing environmental conditions, people are forced to leave their original habitat in search of better opportunities and resources. As a result, there has been an increase in outmigration from the Koshi Basin, leading to land abandonment and a decline in agricultural activities. This decline in agricultural activities has had a direct impact on food production and availability in the basin, ultimately threatening food security for the population. The impacts of outmigration in the Koshi Basin on food security are multifaceted and profound. Not only does outmigration lead to decreased agricultural land utilization and crop production, but it also results in food insecurity, exploitation, and inequality among the landless and poorest. The extent of the impact of outmigration on food security in the Koshi Basin cannot be ignored. The absence of male workers due to outmigration has created a labor shortage and has increased the workload on women in the household. As a result, they are often unable to fully engage in agricultural activities, leading to decreased agricultural productivity and further exacerbating food insecurity. Moreover, the forced migration that is driven by climate change and environmental conditions disrupts the stable livelihoods of individuals who depend on the Koshi Basin for their sustenance. The combination of outmigration and land abandonment in the Koshi Basin, exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and climate change, has had severe consequences for food security in the region. The interplay between outmigration, land abandonment, and the impact of climate change in the Koshi Basin has resulted in a significant threat to food security in the region. The outmigration of individuals from the Koshi Basin has led to the abandonment of agricultural land, which in turn has negatively affected agricultural productivity and food security. The issue of food security in the Koshi Basin is complex and requires a multifaceted approach. In order to address this issue, it is crucial to focus on retaining youth's interest and engagement in agriculture. Besides, adaptation to climate change is also equally important. So, the primary focus should be on the retention of youth and the agricultural sector. Efforts should be made to address the root causes of outmigration, such as improving access to water resources, providing support to farmers, and implementing appropriate policies and programs that incentivize youth to stay in the region and engage in agricultural activities. Additionally, investments in infrastructure and technology can contribute to increasing agricultural productivity and improving the overall resilience of the farming systems in the Koshi Basin.